Hello and welcome to MyFusion Helper. This video is just a short video to teach you how to use the Merge It helper. Now, the Merge It helper does one thing and one thing only. It merges contacts. And it's quite simple to use. There's only a few options. So I'm going to walk you through a setup of a helper using the Merge It helper. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about how some best practices and strategies for using it. So first, let's just dive right in. Okay, so here we are in the app. Let's go ahead and bring in the Merge It helper. There we go. And we'll give it a name. Okay, just create a simple name here. Now, there's really only one option to select, and that is, how we're merging the email. Are we merging based on email or email to, or are we remerging based on email and first name, email and last name, first and last name, or first, last name, and email? Okay, so you select the criteria that you're using, and that is really it. Now, I do want to point out something that this does. This utility also, please read this whole paragraph here in this caution, okay? Because this is a very advanced feature. It's really designed for the sophisticated user, somebody that does a lot of imports or is constantly setting up apps for other people, that type of thing where you're messing with the data a lot and having to do merges a lot. This is not a trivial process, and it's also something that's irreversible. So once it merges, we can't undo it, okay? So please read the caution, and I'm stressing this over and over again. If you're not a sophisticated user, if you don't have a backup of your data or have an app that you can test this in, then I recommend you not use it, okay? This is designed for a very sophisticated user that is merging and dealing with data all the time and understands how to take on those processes. Now, one of the things that we do a little bit differently that is really a nice thing is we will handle the plus aliases in Gmail as well. So for those of you that are not familiar with this, if you have a Gmail account, and let's just say for simplicity it's troy@gmail.com, then in Gmail you can also use a plus alias and create different emails on the fly, and they really all go to the same email. So I could go troy+test@gmail.com, and it would be the exact same as troy@gmail.com, no difference. And the plus alias allows you to create virtually unlimited email aliases on the fly. And a lot of people do that. And so this tool will allow you it will automatically merge those plus aliases as well because it recognizes them on Gmail accounts and cleans those up also. So just wanted to show you that. How to use it is really as simple as could be. Once you select what you want to merge, the criteria, then you simply create the helper. And from that, we're going to give you a link to copy, and you're simply going to paste that link into Infusionsoft the way you would any other helper. So it's very straightforward. So then we just copy the link and we go into Infusionsoft and we have our campaign. Now to set this up, as I'm sure you know, but I'll just show you quickly, you'd go into Process and then scroll down to the Send HTTP Post widget and drag that onto the canvas. I've already done that. I recommend you rename it, and I always use the MyFusion helper prefix and this little dash greater than, just kind of showing the function name that it's calling, okay? And then we pull that up and we paste in the URL like that, and we set the draft mode to ready, and you are good to go. It's that simple. Okay, so we talked about how to do it, and really, like I said, this is a very simple tool to use. However, don't be surprised by how powerful it is, okay? This can wreak havoc if you are not familiar with how to do merging properly. So I can't help but stress again the warning that this is an advanced automation. It's an advanced API helper. It's really only designed for people that are working with clients and doing a lot of merging or understand the merging process, okay? And I do recommend that you first test it out and play with it so you know what to expect by testing it in a sandbox application. If you don't have a sandbox application, if you contact Infusionsoft, they will give you a free application that doesn't allow email sending as long as it's only used for development. development, and you can't send out any outbound emails. So it does allow you to kind of set up some imported data and test it for situations like this, and that's what I would recommend. All right, so one of the examples is to automate the process of contact merging according to the rules that you want to use in your business, so that you can control how and when contacts are merged. Now, I firmly believe that Infusionsoft should have some type of an action, just like it has an action when someone opts out that tells you that they've opted out. That's a really nice feature, because now you can trigger automation whenever anybody opts out, right? Well, I really believe they should have an action for when a contact is merged as well, because this is something that kind of wreaks havoc with our management of our contacts and the CRM. So for example, if you have a membership site and two contacts are merged, more than likely it's going to end up screwing up your access in the membership site, as the contacts IDs change, and that it many times will cause problems, especially with Customer Hub. Some memberships are keyed only on the email and it won't cause a problem, but many of them are keyed off the contact ID and it can cause issues. So it would be nice if we knew when a contact was merged, so that then we could automate around that, right? Well, here's a perfect example of how you could do that. You could set up the merging yourself and create a campaign for merging, and allow your customers, when they want to merge, to apply a note, for example, that triggers the merge. And then when that happens, that could fire off automation, and then you could go through and task a VA, for example, to verify the login information if they had a membership, as an example, or regenerate the login, or resend them their password, or however you wanted to do it. But the trick is that you would be able to trap that event and control it. Another thing to do, of course, is just batch processing of merging and automating the entire process for your clients. Again, what's important is that you understand how this works and which options are used for them in their particular scenario. All right, so there's some examples for you, and as you see, it's a delightfully simple helper to use, but also can be very powerful. So please heed the warnings and test it with test data first, and make sure that you understand how to use it before you go crazy with it. All right, thank you very much, and hopefully you enjoyed this video.